I'm Dane Smith, and this is the world today. Tonight we'll be covering the riots that have been occurring across the United States. Then we'll be covering the Malaysian flight 370 that it went missing over the Pacific. And finally, we'll be covering the legalization of gay marriage in Ireland on the national level. Hello, this is Dane Smith reporting to you from Huntington Beach, California. We are about to witness what seems to be the starting punch of a riot. And there it is, folks. I believe this is the starting punch in the Huntington Beach riot that occurred last year at the US Open of Surfing. This fight grows quite out of hand and it spreads to the surrounding areas. As you can see in this clip, there's a large mass forming on Main Street near the Baskin-Robbins. You can notice near the top of the screen, you can see that they're trying to tip porta potties. Also, they're starting to run away because the police is trying to disperse them. Right about here is when they start to truly disperse the crowd. Everyone starts slowly moving towards the right of the screen, going east from the beach. If you notice near the left of the screen now, everyone is throwing objects at the police, which should anger them, but they will not do anything illegal. They're starting to throw what seems to be flashbangs, but they're just really deterrents to get people to move on. Next we move on to Ferguson, Missouri, where on August 9, 2014, Michael Brown was shot and killed by a police officer. This started the riots. As you can see, there are multiple fires started, smoke, and also there is tear gas present in the air. The police are trying to get everyone to deter and leave the area as soon as possible. As you can see here, the police seem to be more like an army than the police department. They have large SWAT vehicles, and pretty soon it starts to look more like a war zone than a small town. As seen right here, there are lots of camera crews besides this one. The police department begins to move forward to move back the crowds.
Oh my God, they're coming at us right now. They're coming at us right now. Alright, here we are.
As you can see, it's really like a war zone. They're shooting off little canisters. They're also shooting tear gas.
Oh. Go, man. Get cover. Everybody get some cover.
Next up, the Baltimore riots that started on April 12, 2015. These were started because of Freddie Gray, a 25-year-old African American, sustained injuries while he was being arrested on April 12th. Then he went into a coma and died on April 19th. This is when the riots truly started. As you can see, everyone is disrespecting cop cars and even cars that don't belong to the police. They're just trashing everything. It's sad what our world's come to. Someone dies, sure, you can protest, but it doesn't mean you need to trash things that aren't yours. You don't need to hurt the innocent. It's just hurting the whole world. You can be mad, but you don't have to take it out on others. Next up, we have Malaysian Airlines Flight 370. This was the plane that went missing on March 8, 2014. It was flying from Kuala Lumpur International Airport to Beijing Capital International Airport in Beijing.
Mystery of all
Flight 370 last made voice contact with air traffic control at 1:19 on March 7th when it was over the South China Sea, less than an hour after takeoff. This just in, we have learned from our sources that the rescuers searching for Flight 370 have declared that they will be giving up the search within the next year or so. Maybe even as soon as 6 months from now. Thank you. This year in 2015, the Republic of Ireland, by popular vote, has legalized gay marriage. Yes, this is completely legal, and almost 70% of the nation is for it.
Was put to the people of Ireland, will you support the marriage of two people of the same sex? And they answered with a resounding, we will. As each county declared, it soon became clear the Yes campaign had done it. Today, Ireland entered the history books as the first country in the world to back gay marriage by referendum. This was the choice of the people, not its parliament. There were early indications the Yes campaign had done it. The votes kept coming in. The turnout was the highest it's ever been in recent Irish political history.
For those customers who are heading home to Ireland today, today's your opportunity to make a difference.
In part due to young people returning home to vote. Literally by the boatload. Trying to get expat Irish home from London via Holyhead just to say yes. Though it's easy to forget, based on the scenes in Dublin today, a significant minority of people voted no. Many persuaded by arguments from the mainly religious No campaign about looming problems over gay adoption and surrogacy, issues which the government here argue it has already legislated for. To some, today's vote is a direct challenge to the moral authority of the once dominant Catholic Church. To most, it's about the modern face of Ireland, looking forward with pride.
Thank you again for turning into the world today. Good night, everybody.